All right, hey guys, Sunday, May 7th, 2023, crude oil. This is my video trade journal, stuff I'm looking at for this week. Here are some levels, starting with the monthly and then drilling on down. So the monthly on the strat, there's a 322 bearish reversal in progress. And there is a target down there at this degree, this larger time frame. The 618 comes in just above $61. Also, a level I'd like to look at is the 50% level of the monthly range, which in this case is 70.16. Above there, remains bullish. Below there, opens the door, unlocks the door to further downside. It doesn't mean just because it dips below it, but it's just a level that I like to pay attention to on the longer time frames. Let's take a look at the chart. Here's the 322 bearish reversal. Here's the month of May's range. Here's the 50% level of that range, 70.16. So you can see we're above it right now by $1 and change. And that's it. It's kind of it's not really a line in the sand, but it's just something to keep an eye on. Actually, I just noticed too that 50% level coincides with the December low very closely. So that's also interesting to me that it came down below it and now it's just poking above it at the moment. And let's see if it can't get any more traction to the upside after that little smackdown. I think it's very likely that it comes back down. But who cares what I think? The technicals are still bearish on the monthly, as you'd expect. All right, let's take a look at the next clue that I'm looking at, which is on the weekly. All techs remain bearish with a legit squeeze setup. So let's look at the chart. Very simple, massive smackdown, massive bounce, but look, in terms of momentum, this is just going sideways in terms of momentum. And you got another dot, which is a condition that typically warns you that when this releases, it's going to be larger than expected move, to use an options term. So in my view, I think it's going to go lower. But who cares what I think? I'm wrong all the time. But this is a clue. Technicals are bearish on the weekly. You got 5 dots on the squeeze, and you've got the volume price trend oscillator, which is showing you it's running out of juice to the upside while there's a squeeze there. So in my view, you're going to get a lower, additional lower low. Yes, Miles?
Io is pouring water on my tent.
Okay, yeah, don't do that. Ask him not to do that.
Okay. Wait, I want to text mommy.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm just trying to finish this video. So that's the weekly. That's the deal with these technicals, and this squeeze to me is like kind of the main clue on the weekly in terms of technicals. And I got kids running around, so sorry. And then the daily, looking at the daily. You all right, buddy?
No, I want water on my body.
Okay, yeah, kids upset with their friends. Sorry. Okay, so looking at the daily, I'm just going to plow through this. I don't care about the kids making noise. Looking at the daily, all techs remain bearish. Possible strat 212 continuation if below 68.48. If this is a way forward, then we don't want above 72.31. So that's the first kind of clue. But just for the daily, really what I'm talking about is the strat. So this is a possible 2, 1, 2, and the 2 was Thursday, the 1 was Friday, and if we make a new low without making a new high first, the 68.48, that if we get below 68.48, that opens the door in strat speak to have a 2-1-2 continuation. I might have said reversal. It's a 2-1-2 continuation of this trend down. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but these are the levels to watch. So, and really, I don't want to see it could poke above Friday's high and still be realistic to still consider downside. But the further it gets, if it gets above 72.31 much, especially if it really does it, that's not good. In that case, I'll take off my shorts on any retrace. But ideally, it doesn't get above 72.31 and it takes out 68.48, especially while these technicals are bearish down here. So that's the daily. And let's drill down a little bit more and talk Elliott wave. So A wave versus wave 4. Really the 4-hour chart is going to show you a potential A wave more clearly than a potential wave 4. What I mean by that is, if this is an A wave, why would that be an A wave? Well, it might be an A wave if this entire structure, if you measure this entire structure and then measure this bounce, it's starting to run out of gas right at the 382. And I mean, I don't know how impulsive this looks. Hard to measure this because it's just kind of crazy with that smackdown. It's just vertical. And then a whole bunch of overlapping crap. And then some kind of an impulse right up to the 382 when it runs out of gas and is going sideways there. Could be an A wave. If that's the case, you'll get a B wave that will look like a B wave, and it won't be like a clean 5 waves down. In that case, that suggests more that this was a wave 4, and you're getting wave 1 of 5 down to 61. Okay, so maybe this is an A wave. I don't see how this keeps. I mean, of course, the price can do whatever it wants. It can keep coming higher. If it does, I'm stopping out, and I don't know what's going on. But I think either it's an A wave on this time frame, or if you go down one more level and look at the nano stuff and measure. See, this could be a nested 1-2, 1-2 situation to the downside. And if it is, then this could be a wave 4 of that other degree 1-2. If this is an A wave, then I don't know, maybe this is a complete structure to the downside and you're about to get a giant retrace coming all the way up into here. But either way, I think you need to retrace first. So now let's look at the 34-minute chart. Potential wave 4 measures to the 50% fib. Right, so if this is an A wave to that 382, drop down to the next degree lower. And if you measure from that second one, this 1-2, the second 1-2, if that's what it's doing, then this would be very reasonable for a wave 4. So it measures really well as a wave A for the larger structure, and it measures really well as a wave 4 for this smaller structure. So either way, I think I'm looking for a pullback. And the structure of price will be additional clues in addition to all those levels that I'm talking about. The structure of this move, if we do get a pullback from not too much higher than here, the structure of that I'll be looking at closely to try to determine, does it really kind of smell like a B wave more, or does it smell like the beginnings of a 5th wave down, which would be more impulsive than an A wave? Also, the technicals at this time frame look good for topping, right? 34-minute, is this where you'd want to go long? No. So anyway, and I don't know. Oh, the 21-minute, this is just sort of a supply-demand zone that I had on here from the past. I just dragged it over, and sure enough, kind of supports what I'm looking for. Just this is sort of an area where you'd expect to see resistance. So with any luck, that's what happens, because I'm already short, and I added at the very tip top by the penny, I added at 71.81. So we'll see. All right. Good luck, guys.